My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. In the beginning, God made everything. God simply spoke and the world came to be. He sent a flood and made everything new.
I admit that I've done wrong. I believe you sent your son. I commit my life to you because of your great love. I admit that I've done wrong. I believe you sent your son. I commit my life to you because of your great love. My God made a way for me to be his friend, and I know Jesus died for me, and I will follow him now. My God made a way for me to be his friend, and I know Jesus died for me, and I will follow him now. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, I admit that I've done wrong. The King is coming, coming. The King is coming. There will be singing, there will be dancing. Jesus, our hope is here. Come on! The sound of the hurting will turn to rejoicing on that day. I know that you're coming again. Creation will crown you, Lord. Let peace fill the streets, let justice release. Every heart bows before you. I know that you're coming again. The King is coming, coming. The King is coming, coming. And the King is coming, coming. On that day, I know that you're coming again.
My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. In the beginning, God made everything. God simply spoke and the world came to be. He sent a flood and made everything new. He parted the sea and let his people walk through. He helped a boy bring a giant right down. Joshua marched, the walls fell to the ground. These acts of power are worthy of praise. But if you want to question my God and his ways, I'll look you in the eye and say, my God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. Though we are sinners, he still gave us worth. God sent his son to live here on the earth. He healed the sick, he made blind men see. He let the lame walk and he set the world free. He died on a cross and he rose from the grave. He conquered sin, he is mighty to save. He went to heaven and he's coming back. God's word is true, but if it's attacked, I'll look you in the eye and say, my God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. God the Spirit, God the Father, God the Son. 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 1. God the Spirit, God the Father, God the Son. 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 1. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. I'm not afraid because God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do.
Jonathan and David were best friends. It didn't matter to Jonathan that one day David would be king over Israel and take the place of his own father, King Saul. Jonathan would always do what was best for his friend because he loved David and he knew that God was with him. King Saul, on the other hand, was so jealous of David that he wanted to kill him. David feared for his life. He asked Jonathan, "Why is your father trying to kill me? And what have I done to make him so angry?" Jonathan was surprised by David's question. "How do you know my father wants to kill you?" He promised me he was not mad at you anymore and would never hurt you." But David was convinced that Saul hated him. So the two of them came up with a plan that would prove whether or not David was in real trouble with King Saul. When they were done discussing the plan, David hid and Jonathan returned home to his father. And so the plan moved forward. David did not show up for an important dinner with the king and his family, even though everyone expected to see him. If the king asked why David was not at the dinner, Jonathan was to tell the king that he was attending the feast with his own family. The hope was to find out whether Saul would be angry with David or not. As the dinner went on, the king could not help but notice that David was not sitting in his place at the table. He asked Jonathan, "Where is David, and why is he not here?" Jonathan wasn't even finished explaining when the king became very angry. He was so filled with hate that he picked up his spear and hurled it at his own son. Jonathan knew without a doubt that David was in real danger. David, still hiding, waited for the signal that would tell him whether or not it was safe for him to come out. Jonathan would shoot 3 arrows close to the target if David was safe, but he would shoot them past the target if he was still in danger. Jonathan shot the arrows far into the distance. David now knew the truth. Saul wanted to murder him. As soon as he was sure he would not be seen by anyone else, David came out from where he was hiding and he fell on his face to the ground before Jonathan, filled with love and thankfulness for what his friend had done for him. The two friends held each other and cried over Saul's actions. The king had not only rejected David, but wanted him killed. Now the two friends and their two families would be separated forever. David cried even more than Jonathan. So Jonathan truly loved David as his own soul. He knew that God was with David and that he would be king over Israel. Not only had Jonathan protected David with his own life, but he continued to stand by David to the very end. The last recorded words of Jonathan to his beloved friend were, "Do not fear, my father, for you are destined to be king, and I will be second to you. Even my father knows this."
Who's your best friend? What would you do for your best friend? You might let your friend play with your favorite toys, or you might go to the park with your friends. Today's Bible story is about two best friends, David and Jonathan. Jonathan stuck by David no matter what.
David was a hero. He had killed Goliath, the mighty Philistine warrior, with just a sling and a stone. David lived at the king's palace. Jonathan, King Saul's son, became best friends with David. Jonathan gave him gifts, his robe, tunic, sword, bow, and belt.
Now Saul didn't love David like Jonathan. Saul was jealous of David and wanted to kill him. Jonathan warned David, "My father wants to kill you. Go hide until I can talk to him."
The next morning, Jonathan talked to Saul. "Why would you want to kill David?" Jonathan asked. "He has done nothing but help you." Saul promised not to kill David. Jonathan told David the good news, and David returned to serve Saul as he had done before.
But Saul did not keep his promise. One day, as David played the harp for Saul, Saul threw a spear at him. David escaped. He told Jonathan what had happened. "That can't be," Jonathan said. "It's true," David replied. "How can I help?" Jonathan asked. David came up with a plan to figure out how Saul felt about David.
"The new moon festival is tomorrow," David explained. "I'm supposed to be at the meal, but I'm not going. If Saul asks where I am, tell him I asked for your permission to go to Bethlehem. If he gets angry, you will know he wants to kill me." Jonathan told David that he would give him a sign to show how Saul responded. Jonathan would shoot 3 arrows. Then he would send his servant to get the arrows. If David was safe, Jonathan would say, "The arrows are to the side of you." But if Saul wanted to kill David, Jonathan would say, "The arrows are beyond you."
So Jonathan went to the New Moon Festival with his father. When Saul sat down to eat, he asked, "Where's David?" "David is in Bethlehem. I gave him permission to go," Jonathan said. Saul became angry. "David deserves to die," he yelled. "Why?" Jonathan asked. "What has he done wrong?" Saul threw his spear at Jonathan, and Jonathan left the table. He was sad that his father wanted to kill David.
The next morning, Jonathan went to the field where David was hiding. He shot 3 arrows and sent his servant to retrieve them. "The arrow is beyond you," Jonathan shouted. That meant Saul wanted to kill David. Jonathan sent his servant away, and David came out from where he was hiding. David was so sad. David and Jonathan cried and said their goodbyes. "Take care of yourself," Jonathan said. The 2 men parted ways. No matter what, they would always be friends.
Jonathan was a true friend to David. Jonathan's life gives us a glimpse of Jesus, the mighty friend of sinners. Jesus calls us friends. John 15:15. He gave up his position in heaven to come down to us, gave up his life to save us, and intercedes for us before God.
Wow, Jonathan was a very good friend. What kinds of things does a good friend do? We have a great friend. His name is Jesus. He's the friend of sinners. And Jesus left heaven to come to us, and he died to save us.
You're not a fairy tale, you're not make-believe. You came from heaven to be the friend that I can always count on. That I can always count on. Hear me shout it out. Jesus is better than any superhero. Jesus is my best friend. Whoa, whoa. You are the savior, and I know that you're always gonna be there. Yeah, you're always gonna be there. When I'm in danger, when I'm in trouble, when I'm surrounded, well, I know that it's you that I can count on, that I can always count on. Hear me shout it out. Superhero, Jesus is my best friend. Whoa, whoa. Jesus is better than any superhero. Jesus is my best friend. Whoa, whoa. Stronger than Superman, faster than the Flash, bigger than the Hulk. Jesus, what a friend. Stronger than Superman, faster than the Flash, bigger than the Hulk. Man, Jesus,